the office. This is the other side. You guys usually face that way. This time you're facing this way. This is my couch, the casting couch. Hold on, man. I can't do a video. Can't do a proper video without my swole o'clock watch. I keep them down here, by the way. Displayed.
Decoration, yeah.
So, speaking of which, these are very affordable, by the way. It's like, after you use my discount, the code Lobliner, 10% off. It's like less than 150 bucks. This is for a watch like this, that's good. So we're talking about saving money.
Saving money, yes. So yesterday, you may have seen Marc post a picture.
On my Instagram, at Marc Lobliner.
Instagram of our van and saying that our van is paid off. So
yeah.
We've had the van 5 years. We had a 0.9% interest rate. That's why we financed it out as long as we did, because that's pretty cheap for a loan.
It's free money.
Free money.
Yeah.
So, you know, paying off a car, that's a big thing. We hope to get a couple more years out of it so that we're saving that money that we were paying for the van, which was like $600 and almost $10 a month. You know, so it's just planning, and we knew when we bought that car, it wasn't cheap. I mean, that's like a $45,000 car.
As practical as they come.
But it's, yeah, being able to click those buttons and the doors open and the kids can just get in and out. They're not like banging the doors into other cars is pretty cool. So anyways, that's...
I had to give up my man card when we bought it, though. I get that. I get that, but she drives it. So here's the deal. It's one of those things where I think a lot of people in America, did you know that if 80% of Americans got an unexpected $600 bill, they would not be able to pay it?
Yeah, we've talked about that before. That's pretty crazy. I mean, $600, that's like one, for me, like after insurance, my bill for one of the ENT visits was $325.
Yeah, so people go into debt. Ruckus, no. So people go into debt, right? And what happens? They get behind. They get credit card debt. We've never had credit card debt. We've never carried over a credit card balance. And it's funny because you look at the car, oh man, you could afford so much better a car. Yeah, we can afford a Bentley. We can afford those cars. We really could. Could probably make the payments easily, not even really be hurt. But why? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And there's better long-term investment. Cars are not good long-term investments. Our next car is going to be an SUV. And it's going to be wrapped. It's going to be a company car because I travel a lot.
And it will be leased, which, you know, we were kind of punching the numbers. Like, leases might make more sense financially, because even now, like, I think the van is worth like $15,000. That's not a whole lot considering we paid in over $45,000.
And you get tired of cars after a certain amount of time, you know? Like, after 3 years, I'm tired of the car. In fact, I probably want to turn it in after 2. You know, I think people realize, like, after 5 years, I'm done. Like the Fusion, it was fine, and now I'm like, you know what?
Well, now that we have Ruckus, our plan is that, you know, he's trained that we can take him on road trips with us, and we can't put his cage in the back of the van without dropping the seat, and that takes up all the cargo space. So it's practical for us to have a big SUV, because when we go out of town, we have the cage and our stuff and 3 kids. You know, we pack heavy, especially if it's a road trip.
So I just got a message for you, you know, your Green Party Earth lovers. Okay, first of all, we can't fit our stuff in a Prius. Second of all, when Al Gore and Chelsea Clinton stop taking private jets to Earth summits, we will consider not getting an SUV. For the record, I hate hypocrisy. And I mentioned I hate hypocrisy.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get the best gas mileage.
Oh, it gets horrible gas. Still like better 15, than the Hummer.
But yeah.
The Hummer gets like 1 mile to the gallon.
It's practical for us. And so we were talking about saving money. So what else do we want to talk about?
Well, I think the main thing is, you know, I think people are looking to represent a certain status. And it's cool to do that and to look cool and to floss in front of your friends. Hell, we come from a time where we used to put speakers in your car. That cost a ton of money. Put rims on your car. I think that's kind of died down where people don't do that as much. But dude, I knew a guy once who bought, rather than saving up for all of them, he bought 1 rim at a time.
Well, I think, you know, and that's an important thing, like teaching about budgeting and stuff, teaching the kids about that. Like, you know, so we do one big family trip, and we just booked our Disney vacation for November, and we just, you know, we're explaining to the kids, like, yeah, we could afford to spend another $1,000 to stay an extra night, but we're not gonna, because we're practical. I mean, it is very much a splurge vacation, and yes, like I said, we could afford
some shit I couldn't go on as a kid, you know?
Right, but teaching them that you've got to live within your means. You got to save for a rainy day or an emergency. You never know, what could happen health-wise with your house. Something could happen. You never know. If you lose your job, you have to plan ahead. So we're very conservative in our finances. I like to feel like, if something happened, God forbid something horrible happened, that we would have money to survive.
I'm saying it, man. Our neighbors behind us, you old neighbors, I'm going there, man. These people, they foreclosed on their house, yet every year they're spending $5,000, $10,000 on Disney vacations, posted on social media. I'm judging. I can judge. It brought down our property because they foreclosed.
Yeah, so when people are irresponsible with their finances, it affects the people around you too. That's a good point. But what I was also going to say is...
pay your damn mortgage before you go on vacations. We didn't go on vacations, we were broke.
I don't remember.
Sorry.
Thanks for interrupting me with that. I was going somewhere.
I was actually talking and you interrupted me.
Wrong.
No, because you didn't want me to talk about our neighbors.
No, I was talking about the kids learning financial responsibility, and then there was something I was going with that. So maybe you just take over. I don't know what else I was saying.
What I'm saying, I was just saying about our neighbors and the fact that they didn't prioritize correctly, and what is that showing the kids? Kids literally had to move out of their big nice house. Now they live in a rental. They couldn't pay their mortgage,
and that
they're going on these big trips.
In this area, so much. I mean, the cost of living here is high.
Property taxes are ridiculous.
Property tax bills came out last week. Ours went up $800. That's what we were talking about yesterday when we came up with this topic. So, when we bought this house, we paid $4,000 less per year in property taxes than we have to pay for this year. If we didn't have a savings, we wouldn't be able to afford that. And that's unfortunate because some people can't afford that. And it's like I've seen a couple more for sale signs come up in the neighborhood. People are being priced out of their homes, but you have to plan for, maybe a certain amount per year of shit that can happen. I don't know. It's hard. I mean, life's expensive and you want to give your kids everything, but you have to have limits and be responsible about it.
In the planned communities of suburban America, Elgin, Illinois is where we live. When property tax comes out, because for sale signs pop up.
I mean, literally,
left and right.
There's a new for sale sign in the neighborhood, and I've actually spoken to that neighbor before, and everyone in this neighborhood, we're discussing how high property taxes are and why do they keep going up, and irresponsible spending on the schools and the the city municipalities and stuff. It's a lot. I mean, our property tax, get this, we're the highest in the country, I believe, and our county is the highest, I think, in the state. Our house is not a huge amount. It's not a multi-million-dollar house. It's gorgeous, but pricing here in Illinois is great. We pay $16,000 a year for property tax, and then I just registered only 2 of the kids for school. Registration for the 2 of them totaled $390, plus we have to pay for their school supplies,
Think about that,
That's a lot of money.
So your property tax is supposed to cover schooling. You have people like our neighbors who are in their 60s who don't have kids paying into the property tax, into the school system, yet they still charge you to register for school.
So,
something's going completely bonkers here.
I think like $10,000 of our property taxes go.
I think we have a bunch of douchebags in government, including local and in state and in federal, and there's a lot of shit that needs to be cut.
Yeah. I mean, and that's how shit happens to people. Like, if you didn't foresee the property tax bill going up, and that amounts to a lot of money.
$800 a year will make or break a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we're fortunate where when we first started making money in our life, and we keep in mind, the reason, our houses, it all stems from we had one good house purchase in California where we made money just on luck. We bought the house when shit was flat.
And then
it went up, and then it dropped. But we sold right when it was here.
Yeah, so we, made a good amount of money, and that's always what we've invested back in our home. But I guess just plan for financial distress. You might have $5,000 in your savings account, or hopefully you have more than that. That doesn't mean go out and spend it because you have it. Yeah, it would be nice to have new this and that, but think about be aware that there's surprises, medical bills, home problems, kid stuff.
I'd like to hit on 2 things. YouTube, and just for the record, the neighbor thing, all public records, social media, and you can look it up on Zillow. It's all good. It's all public record. And I would love to just drop kick him in the groin for friggin' lowering my house value.
Yeah,
sorry.
When you buy real estate, anyone that invests in real estate knows that when that happens in a neighborhood, it can damage the property value for several years.
Okay, and also YouTube. All you YouTubers out there talking all this mess, making money, quitting your jobs. Elgin Intensity, I love that guy. Funny little Asian guy. Anyway, he's such a funny. I love Elgin Intensity. Best channel. I think he's the funniest channel on YouTube.
Do you live here in Elgin?
No.
Oh.
No, I have no idea. I think that's his name. Elgin Moynius.
Elgin Moynius. Oh, it's a name. Okay.
So anyway, so he did a video on how to get past. So basically, YouTube, their revenue's gone down because advertisers are backing down. Google lost $750 million in advertising revenue because ISIS is having videos and ads are being put on there for like Nissan and shit, right? Bubble. You just to make this long story short. So Elgin's like, or you could do something like I do and get a real job or monetize your channel. So all these guys raking in the YouTube money, living in their mom's basements, are now doing crowdfunding and they're doing all this stuff because they didn't plan for the rainy day. All you guys buying your Lambos and doing this off of what might amount to a middle class income off YouTube. Quite silly.
I wonder what, I haven't done a whole lot of research, what percentage of your income or bills should you have saved in case of emergency?
3 months.
3 months. I've heard more people say 6 months. 6 months salary, 3 months salary.
I've always gone by 3 months.
Yeah, well.
That's not what I go by, but that's what I've heard.
That's the standard, minimum that you should have in savings is 3 months of your salary. So if you were to lose a job or have an emergency, whatever.
Yeah. So that's that. So we are getting a new car. It's got to be a company car and leasing is just a better option.
Leasing through the company is the better option.
Yeah, because we also have write-offs and shit. So that's it. So anyway, fans paid off. But moral of the story is plan for a rainy day. Don't spend beyond your means.
Yep.
All right, y'all. That's not a game. So I'm looking at my email this morning. I get a mass email from one of the other sites that sell supplements that you're just a number to, right? They were bragging that one supplement line was free shipping. Bro, if you order over $99 in product in the continental US any day of the week, free shipping anywhere in the US, continental USA. Free shipping on orders over $99 at tigerfitness.com. Why even look at the other guys? And also, we ship from Vegas and Ohio. Most places in the US are a 1 to 2 day ship. And that's not a game.